It's Song of Songs again. Strengthen me with raisins, refresh me with apples, for I am faint with love. In some translations, it's strengthen me with raisin cakes, or refresh me with apples or apricots. For I am lovesick, or for I am sick of love, for I am wounded by love. Raisin cakes were the things that David gave to all the Israelites when the Ark of the Covenant had been brought back to Jerusalem, if I remember well. And so it's just a fun fact. It's so good to see that like all these fruits are like positive here, like apple and fruits like have this like bad connotation with the garden, like the fall of man, and now it's like you can have and enjoy them. You are already like in, and you can eat of the tree of life. Who wins can eat of the tree of life, and you are the winner, you are the bride. And this lovesick feeling is when you are overwhelmed by God's love, and it has like an effect on your body and soul and all your emotions and feelings, and you are overwhelmed, and you lose interest in normal everyday life things. It's kind of cool. I remember I first heard Eric Gilmore speak in Hungary, and I liked what he was saying so much. I had to check it out when I was walking home in a storm, and I was all covered in mud, and it was like terrible. And I was listening to his Lovesick audiobook, and I was so happy to hear that someone experiences something similar to what I have experienced. There are these times when God opens a new dimension of His love to me, and I'm so and I enjoy it, and I only want this and nothing more. And I don't want to eat or sleep and do normal things. I just want to be with God. And even nowadays, I can have those days or seasons, but I'm more balanced now, maybe, or I don't know. But now I can sustain life and still be in love with God. But first, when I experienced it, I was like so overwhelmed. I haven't eaten like for days. I haven't taken a shower. I didn't work. I didn't do anything a normal person would do. And if you have seen me, you could think I'm losing my mind. Like, I'm so happy that no one who is a house worker has seen my state back then, because then maybe I would have taken to mental hospital or something. I had some fruits in the fridge, and they all went bad. Like, they all went raisins. They all become dried fruits, because I felt like it's such a waste of time to take my slippers, walk down the kitchen, and grab something. Like, preparing food for myself was like an incredible waste of energy that could have spent on God. And it doesn't make sense, because God is always available and He's not jealous of our breakfast, but that's how I felt. Like, I want to give everything to you, and lovers don't act sane. Like, there are things that only make sense when you are in love. Like, looking back, you're like, it wasn't necessary. Of course it wasn't necessary. That's why you are in love. It's not necessary. I remember, like, I was like laughing on the dirty floor of the main square of Budapest at 4 a.m. in front of a restaurant for hours listening to a Kim Walker song. Like, if I've done it today, I would suffer so much because of the cold and discomfort and all that, and being seen by people and all that. Like, everything about this story is unbearable, and still that was what I felt like doing back then because I was crazy in love. So this lovesick mode is absolutely right, and it happens to people, and it can overwhelm your body. It can make you shake, it can make you laugh, it can make you not want food for a few weeks, or like it can make you crazy. And if it's from God, like, don't be worried. Like, don't be like, oh, maybe I should eat because if I don't eat I will die. Like, if it's really something that naturally happens to you, God is going to sustain you. If there is some pressure involved, like you feel like you need to prove something to yourself, to God, to others, that you are on that next level, or you love God enough, or not, anything like that, if there is a tiny layer of pride in it, and you feel like you're forcing something or force your body into something, that's when you need to be careful and skeptical about your state. So there, I have done that I felt like it is more spiritual to make myself like suffer and make myself do crazy and uncomfortable things. And that's when I've done some things that were causing me unnecessary sufferings, and I could have skipped it. I have fallen into this trap, like, let's make myself more spiritual. This kind of being overwhelmed by the love of God kind of state is not more spiritual when it's expressed in physical something, physical symptoms. Yeah, there is even a danger factor when it overwhelms your body as well, because then if it's not from God, it can cause harm for you. Like, if you like don't eat and don't sleep and don't take care of yourself, and it is not a natural thing from God, then it can be harmful for you. So if it doesn't affect your body, only your emotions and the inside, maybe it's not that questionable. Like, it's not like there's no. Yeah, I know some friends who think that they are a strange prophet, or they think they have this special calling or this special walk of God, and they like don't eat and they lock themselves down and they do silly things and they suffer a lot. And I'm like, it's surely not God, okay? It's like, God is not into the suffering business at all. So if the presence of God overwhelms you this way and you don't do normal things, there is one important aspect: you enjoy it. Like, it was my joy not to walk to the kitchen and grab food. And we can judge everything by its fruits. So if it causes joy and freedom and all that, it's from God. Of course, there are times when you have this crazy longing for God that almost hurts. It can happen. Like you feel like this increase of like, I want all of you, and in every day, and I want in every way, and I want to give my all to you, and I want to receive all of you, and let's take over me. And this desire can increase, and it's crazy. I have no understanding of that. Why do you feel desire for something that is in you? Like, you are full of God thanks to the Holy Spirit. And what do I long for in that state? But I still feel like I have a desire. Maybe God just wants me to participate in his desire for us. I don't know. But I have this, it's a joyful thing, but it is so intense that it's almost hurtful. Like it's expanding in me. And sometimes it feels like you don't even answer it. I just have this increase of desire and you don't fulfill it. And sometimes I have those questions because this desire is so intense. But let me assure you, if he's preparing a place for himself in you, like expands your capacity to accept and enjoy him. So when he's preparing a place in your heart by increasing your desires for him, don't be scared. He is preparing this place for himself. He makes the desires happen so that he can fulfill those desires. So he doesn't want you to like be unfulfilled and unhappy and sad that he didn't come. This desire for experiencing him is the guarantee that you will experience him, because you couldn't even generate the desire for him. It couldn't happen on its own. It was a work from him, and if he has done the desire part, he will definitely make the fulfillment part happen. Because so it's something that is his job, the whole thing. And if he is able to do the first part, he's able to do the second part. So don't be scared when this longing for him becomes like almost unbearable. He's taking care of you. And I don't know why this happens. It definitely does feel like being wounded by love. Like something changed me forever. I only want him. I have this single eye thing. I just want to be with him. All the normal things of life, like unimportant and meaningless. And I don't say that you should stay in that state for a very long time. Maybe it can happen, of course. I can't say what cannot happen, but I feel like God gives us this intense lovesickness kind of things for a period of time so that we can become more aware of his love and live in this greater awareness of his love and have normal life. Sometimes we feel like, okay, you are that good, you're that enjoyable, I'm so in love with you, I've fallen crazy in love with you, I want to give up life. And then Jesus says, I haven't come to make you quit life. I've come to give you life and get life more abundantly. So don't quit anything. I've shown you this intensity of my life so that you can live in it. And now you are overwhelmed by it because it's a shock for your soul and your body. And it's okay that it's shocking you. But actually, I want to teach you how to live in it. And you don't need to sacrifice anything. Sometimes we feel like, okay, you give me this love and let me give up my life for it. And he's like, oh, thank you, but you don't need to. Like, I want to give myself and I want to give everything with it. And I want to give my love and I want you to enjoy your life as well. So there were some times when I felt like, okay, this intensity of experience of the love of God requires me to give up things and not to have interest in things, because it's like more spiritual. To be like constantly in that, I don't care anything, I don't need. I thought like if I really learned to walk with God, I would be in that crazy state all the time. And God was like, no, 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 I give you those phases when I shock you with a new realm of my love, and I want you to live life. Like I'm not about you quitting life. I want you to eat well, sleep well, wear nice clothes, take care of yourself, and because this is my glory as well. And it's just another expression. And this is the glory of my love, when you feel like you're not sustained by food, only by me. It's another expression, but it's just a matter of expression. It's not a more spiritual thing. It's not a higher level that you should sustain or manipulate or make it happen. It's just this love sickness is just in nothing more and nothing less than an expression of the experience of the love of God. And if you have those intense times, it's good to like have at least one friend who understands what you're going through, like understands the intensity, but also you are in good terms, so that this person can tell you if this is something weird or something that is not exactly from God, from pressure or from some other motivation. So it's good to have at least one friend who knows what is going on with you, because I've seen some people like gone crazy and they label that an intense experience or something. And I have gone there, I know, like and there was no harm caused, like no permanent problem, nothing. But there were times when I felt like, oh, maybe I should only drink water from now on because I don't need food. And then I became extremely weak. Surprise. But when it was only from God that I didn't need stuff, then I was completely alive and happy and all that. So it can be from God that you lose interest in normal life things, and then He's taking care of you. But don't try to make it happen or sustain it or manipulate it or whatever. And surely and definitely don't make it the more spiritual state, because He wants to give you life, and life more abundantly. And He's glorified in you being aware of His love and also being able to sustain life. And for me now, it's like there are days when I feel like this pull, this drawing of the love of God. Like, you know, this heartbeat, this like blushing, this warmth, this fire, this intense longing. Everything is in pink, everything is Jesus. I listen to love songs and I watch videos and it's all about Jesus, and I hug my cover and my pillow, and I feel like I'm madly in love. I have those things and I can't make them happen. So when it comes, I just let it. Like, I really appreciate it. Like, I try to appreciate it. When it happens, I'm like, okay, then I don't try to push my agenda, what I should do, what I should work today. If this intense, like, love, calling of love happens, I'm like, okay, then I'm gonna date you, Jesus, today. Like, if you made my soul long for that experience of you, I'm gonna make it available for you. But I also don't try to force it and make it happen, because it doesn't help. That's my experience. So love sickness is a real thing, and it's a good thing. And I wish that you would be all sick of God's love. Because this is the meaning of life. This is the door to Narnia. Like, you open it and like, there's another realm. And it can be shocking, and it can be overwhelming, and it can make you lose track on life for a while. and it's all gonna be fine. God bless you. Have a great sickness of love, my friend. Oh. Amen.